what you actually do is you always start at the beam that's already fixated. So in this case, this one is already tied to tree. So you actually start from there. Then what you do is you go around and then you make a U-turn like this. And then with the short end, you're going to twist it around the rope. We do it at least 4 times.
Well, we call it snake knot
Snake knot.
because it goes around like a snake.
Yeah. And what happens is that it fixated itself as well as to the beam. You make sure that it's like next to the beam you want to knot, and then you're going to.
And one question: does there have to be a knot at the end of the snake knot?
Yes. Yeah, like the small one, the one like this one.
Yeah, because it doesn't work then.
Yeah.
It can.
No, but it's actually it's fixating because of the friction.
Yeah,
Because
but
if you have
still it can get out.
yeah, no, that's why we have always the small knots at the end of the rope.
Splendid, splendid.
Then what you do is that you just go like this. This is the route that you're following, and then you have to put it next to the rope on the beam. You can either do it on the outside, so it's either on the outside or the inside. It doesn't really matter as long as you do outside on one and inside on the other. So if I do it here on the inside, then I do it here on the outside. And in this part, I do it on the inside, and here I do it on the outside. We do that 3 times. So, so now it's because the first knot doesn't count on this part, so you actually have 4 ropes here. Then the next part is to tighten the knot, and then you go around like this, and then you can actually tighten it as well. And then you can actually see that this is pulled inwards. So then you can actually tighten it a lot. The most important thing is actually to keep tension on the rope, especially when you're doing this. What you can do is that you just ask your partner, because you're always knotting in pairs, just to put their thumb on there. And if I loosen this one, nothing happens. So it's still a very tight knot. And we also do that 3 times. And then we come into the hardest part of the knot. As we begin on the fixated beam, we end on the one that we're actually knotting. We start with the Mastwurf, German Mastwurf.
Mastwurf,
What you do is that you go around it, and then first you go under the rope. Like this. And then you start the Mastwurf. So what you do is you go over. And then you go under. And this is the first Mastwurf. So here, so you have 2 ropes next to each other and 1 crossing. So that's number 1. For the second one, we also make a moss work, but then just a little bit, one more twist, so it's extra secure, and we call it the constrictor or the moss work plus. So it's the moss work plus a little bit extra. So we're going to make another one. First, we go over it, and I just then we go under it. Then we go over it again and under it. Then I have the second one. Normally you just continue here, but I'll just switch it so you can see what I'm doing. So here's the second one. What you actually do is that you twist one more time around the second rope. So the only thing that you do is just this. And then you have the constrictor. And how can I check if I made the knot correct? Is to count the crossings. So the first one, when you go under, doesn't count. For me, it's now at the bottom. And then you have 1, 2, 3. And at the third one, there's an extra twist.
So 3 crossing over the rope,
Yeah.
and then 1 twist at the end.
Yes, and at the third one.
Yeah.
And you can tighten it by like pulling it into towards the direction that you're knotting, like this. Because if you do it like this, you actually loosen it. So always tie it into that direction. And in the end, you can just make a normal knot, cut the rope, and then it's finished. So that's the one. One important thing with knotting, it is really important to keep it clean. So like ropes tied together, like not crossing if it's not necessary. 2 reasons. A rope is always seeking for the shortest way. So for example, if I put this one over, then it is possible that it will go because of the wind and everything, it goes back again, and then your rope, your knot is quite loose, and then it's easier for it to break. But also because we need to check the knots, and if I can't see that you made a good moss work, then I can't guarantee that it's safe. So then I am going to be a bitch, and you have to redo it, because we have to guarantee that the knot is safe. So the cleaner, the better. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the mask move always on the inside.
It doesn't really matter.
Because if you made it here, you can do it with the
It's more difficult to tighten it, isn't it? If you do like that, it's more difficult.